Cool. Not a lot of people know me as a businessman. And as a business owner, we have to deal with a lot of problems, especially taxes. Now, we lose 171 hours each year with the filing process and 43% of our income just trying to meet our tax requirements. I didn't want the fear and hassle of taxes to keep me from doing what I love. So, just like you, I wanted to protect myself and my business. So, I went out and found the right people for the job.
Stress about taxes? Well, James and I developed the TaxWiz mobile app to make it hassle-free for you.
And the app makes everything simple. All you have to do is record, file, and pay.
Need to keep track of your receipts?
Just take the receipt, take a picture, and the app will keep a record for you.
You've got everything here, so you're never lost.
And once you've stored everything in the app,
The app will fill up the BIR forms for you, and you can make the payments using the app.
leaving you more time to grow your business or do what you love.
But this is not just for business owners. It's actually for everyone, and we don't have to be afraid of BIR anymore.
And Mon will answer all your tax questions through the TaxWiz app.
Really? Yes, I will be with you every step of the way, because when it comes to protecting yourself and your business, you will never be alone.
Taxes don't have to be scary, and you'll never have to sit through a BIR line again. You get 171 hours of your life back without the worries.
You can spend more time doing things you really love with your loved ones.
Protect your passions and your dreams with the help of the TaxWiz app.
Let's do fast talk. Ready? Kain tulog.
Kain.
Beer, soju.
Pampatulog, beer.
Netflix, YouTube.
Netflix.
Exmo, BIR Examiner.
Ex ko, syempre.
Naniniwala na ako sa forever.
ML, COD.
Mobile Legends.
Last question. Bakit tayo dapat magbayad ng buwis?
As citizens, we're expected to pay our tax so that the money can go to where the country needs it most. And we expect the government to do the same.
Para sa akin, importante na magbayad tayo ng buwis dahil responsibilidad natin ito at para na rin makatulong tayo sa pag-unlad at ekonomiya ng ating bansa.
Bakit tayo dapat magbayad ng buwis?
Kalimutan na ang mahabang pila at gabultong papel sa tuwing magpapasa ng annual financial statements, general information sheet at iba pang annual report sa Securities and Exchange Commission. Ngayon, pwede ka na magpasa online gamit ang SEC Online Submission Tool o OST. Kailangan lang mag-sign up, e-file at confirm. Upang magamit ang OST, kailangan munang mag-enroll ang kumpanya at magtalaga ng authorized filer na maaaring mag-submit ng kanilang report sa SEC. Para magsimula, buksan ang iyong browser at tumungo lamang sa cifss-ost.sec.gov.ph. Makikita sa bandang baba ng page ang form or template ng mga dokumentong dapat ipasa upang makumpleto ang proseso. Nariyan ang board resolution mula sa korporasyon na nagpapahintulot sa kinatawan ng kumpanya na magsumite ng mga ulat nito. Kailangan pirmahan ito ng mga miyembro ng Board of Directors o Trustees. Kailangan din itong manotaryohan. Maaari ring Secretary Certificate ang ipasa sa halip na board resolution. Tanging ang pirma ng Corporate Secretary ang kailangan para rito. Dapat ring ipanotaryo ito. Punan lamang ang mga kinakailangang impormasyon. I-save ang mga ito bilang Portable Document Format o PDF. I-print at papirmahan sa authorized signatory. Maliban sa Board Resolution o Secretary Certificate, ihanda rin ang kopya ng ipinasang official at alternative email addresses at mobile phone numbers alinsunod sa SEC Memorandum Circular No. 28 Series of 2020. Sa halip nito, maaari ring ipasa ang GIS ng kumpanya gamit ang 2020 version ng form. Kapag nakahanda na ang mga dokumento, bumalik sa OST website at piliin ang Enroll as Company. Ibigay ang pangalan ng kumpanya gaya ng nakasaad sa Certificate of Incorporation o Articles of Incorporation at pindutin ang Search Company. Piliin ang kumpanya sa listahang lalabas saka pindutin ang Verify. Wala sa listahan ng kumpanya? Huwag mag-alala, maaari ka pa ring magpatuloy at dadaan lamang ang inyong aplikasyon sa pagsusuri ng SEC. Ilagay lamang sa search box ang buong pangalan ng kumpanya kasama ang Corp, Inc. o OPC saka pindutin ang Search Company. Pindutin ang lalabas na mensahe upang magpatuloy sa inyong enrollment. Ngayon, ibigay naman ang iba pang mga hinihinging impormasyon tulad ng principal office address, contact person at pangalan ng authorized filer kasama ang contact details nito. Tandaan na dapat pareho ang email address ng contact person sa email address na isinumite ng kumpanya bilang pagtugon sa SEC MC28 Series of 2020. I-upload ang mga dokumentong inihanda kanina saka pindutin ang submit. Magpapadala ang SEC ng confirmation link sa email address ng kumpanya. I-check ang spam folder o updates at promotions tab ng inyong email kung hindi agarang makita ang email mula sa SEC. Pindutin ang confirmation link. Tagumpay! Rehistrado na ang inyong kumpanya sa OST. Sakaling kulang o mali ang mga dokumentong isinumite, magpapadala ang SEC ng email na magsasaad kung ano pa ang mga kailangang ipasa upang makumpleto ang inyong enrollment. Kapag naibigay na ang iba pang requirements, saka magpapadala ang SEC ng confirmation link upang matapos na ang proseso. Kapag kumpirmado na ang rehistrasyon ng kumpanya, sunod namang magpaparehistro ang authorized filer nito. Makakatanggap ang authorized filer ng abiso mula sa SEC sa kanyang email address na inirehistro ng kumpanya. Kapag natanggap na ito, tumungo lamang sa OST website at sa pagkakataong ito, piliin ang Enroll as Filer. Ibigay ang hinihinging impormasyon tulad ng kumpletong pangalan, email address at napiling password. Matapos kumplituhin ang form, pindutin ang Submit. Tulad ng rehistrasyon para sa kumpanya, magpapadala rin ang SEC ng confirmation link sa email address ng authorized filer. Tignan ang spam folder o updates at promotions tabs ng email sakaling di makita agad ang email mula sa SEC. Pindutin ang confirmation link. Congratulations! Pasok ka na bilang authorized filer ng inyong kumpanya. Huwag kalimutan ang email address at password na ginamit para sa enrollment dahil ito rin ang gagamitin upang makalogin at makapagpasa ng mga report gamit ang OST. Isang beses lang kailangan magparehistro ang kumpanya sa OST. Ngunit maaari itong magpalit o magdagdag ng authorized filer. Kailangan lamang nitong mag-login sa OST at pindutin ang Add Authorized Filer. Maaaring magtalaga ng kahit sa ilang authorized filer ang isang kumpanya, subalit isang filer lamang ang magiging aktibo. Halimbawa, mayroong 5 authorized filer na inirehistro ang kumpanya. Pipili lamang ang kumpanya ng isang aktibong authorized filer, habang magiging inactive naman ang mga natitirang 4. Pwedeng i-activate o deactivate ng kumpanya ang authorized filer anumang oras. Depende sa pangangailangan nito. Salamat sa OST! Hindi na kailangan pumila at mag-print ng pagkarami-raming kopya para lang magpasa ng report sa SEC. Kailangan lang mag-sign up, e-file at confirm. Dahil it's easy at SEC.
Ang ating tip dito mula sa isang
Yung mga nangangarap magnegosyo pero walang puhunan. O Angeline, unang-una, basta nagka-team na tayo, forever na yon.
Citizens tayo, obligasyon natin yan.
Mabuhay Pilipinas! Magandang hapon po sa lahat ng Pilipino sa Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao. Live na live po tayong napapanood sa official Facebook page ng Securities and Exchange Commission Philippines at sa TaxRisk PH YouTube channel. Ito po ang hashtag AskTheTaxRiskLive 2.0 Special Edition featuring SEC Online. Reportorial requirements made easy with Online Submission Tool or OST. Kaya naman sasamahan tayo ng ating SEC Commissioner ngayong hapon dito sa special episode na to para siguraduhing masagot ang ating mga katanungan pagdating sa pagpapasa, pag-comply, pagsusumite ng ano ba yung AFS, Annual Financial Statements, GIS or General Information Sheet, at iba pang dokumento na kailangang isumite o isubmit sa Securities and Exchange Commission. Siyempre, dapat gamit ang OST or Online Submission Tool. Ako po ang inyong host, TaxWizPH Mona Brea. At ito po ang hashtag Ask the Taxis Live 2.0 Special Edition featuring SEC Online Reportorial Requirements Made Easy with OST or Online Submission Tool. At bago po natin tawagin ang ating napaka-espesyal na guest, ang SEC Commissioner, let's all watch this.
Filing season na! Handa na ba ang mga annual financial statements, general information sheet at iba pang annual reports ninyo?
Teka, filing season na naman? Mahabang biyahe, pila, gabultong papel na naman ba?
Simula ngayong taon, it's easy as SEC na ang pagpapasa ng AFS, GIS, at iba pang annual reports. Just sign up, i-file, and confirm sa ating online submission tool o OST.
Sa OST, hindi na kailangan ipasa ang hard copy ng iyong annual financial statements, general information sheet at iba pang annual reports. Hindi na rin kailangan pumunta sa mga tanggapan ng SEC. Upload na lang, anytime, anywhere. Binuo ng Securities and Exchange Commission ang OST, alinsunod sa mandato nitong itaguyod ang ease of doing business sa bansa sa ilalim ng Republic Act No. 11232 o ang Revised Corporation Code of the Philippines. Naaayon din ito sa Zero Contact Policy at Automation ng Business-Related Transactions sa ilalim ng Republic Act No. 11032 o ang Ease of Doing Business and Efficient Government Service Delivery Act of 2018.
Sa OST, mas marami ka ng oras na mailalaan sa iyong negosyo o organisasyon. Hindi lang yan. Makakatulong ka pa sa pagpapanatili at pangangalaga sa ating kapaligiran, maging ang pampublikong kalusugan.
Noong 2020 lamang, lagpas sa 6 na milyon at 800,000 pahina ng AFS at GIS ang natanggap ng SEC. Katumbas yan ng 34 na tonelada ng papel na gawa sa 137 tonelada ng kahoy mula sa 820 puno. Napapanahon din ang paglulunsad ng OST habang nagpapatuloy ang banta ng COVID-19 pandemic. Dahil online na ang pasahan, maiiwasan ang pagtitipon ng maraming tao sa mga tanggapan ng SEC at mababawasan ang tsansang maipasa at kumalat ang virus.
So say goodbye to spending a lot of time on the road, falling in line, and wasting too much paper. Say hello to a more convenient and sustainable way of filing your annual reports with the Securities and Exchange Commission. With the OST, just sign up, e-file, confirm. It's as easy as SEC.
Gusto ko yon. It's easy at SEC. Sabi nga, diba, itong panahon ng pandemya o during the lockdown, meron din mga grasya o blessings in disguise din siya. Dahil nakita natin kung paano nag-pivot or talaga namang nag-reach out ang ating mga government agencies para masigurado na lahat tayo ay matutulungan or ma-accommodate sa kabila ng threat nitong COVID-19. Kaya, it's easy at SEC. Sabi ni Chairman Emilio, sign up, e-file, and confirm. SEC. Ba? Talagang ako honestly excited ako kasi alam niyo naman, mula ng lockdown, parang hindi na ako maalis dito sa pwesto ko. Lahat tayo naka-online na. Kaya to all our viewers out there, whether small, medium, or large corporations, to all our investors, shareholders, at lahat ng mga stakeholders, lalo na yung mga pumipila, those who are queuing, spending so much time sa traffic, sa pagpila sa iba't ibang agencies. Ngayon po, alamin na po natin itong mga online platforms na talaga namang pinadali, pinabilis ang pagpoproseso, pagkukomply nating mga businesses pagdating sa itong panahon na to, hindi lang pala tax season, no? Meron din tayong mga AFS at GIS na dapat i-file sa SEC. And before we go into all these questions, for sure, marami sa inyo, ano ba yung OST? Paano yon? Teka, ano ba yung SEC? Introduce muna natin. Napakabigatin, pero sobrang bait. Sobrang galing. Introduce ko muna ang ating magiging special guest from SEC. He is a corporation and securities law lecturer at Rizal Memorial College School of Law in Davao and a business columnist of the Manila Times. He was an assistant secretary in the Office of Executive Secretary of the Office of the President, where he was also designated to sit on the board of the Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority, or SBMA. He has a bachelor's degree from the Ateneo de Manila University. Sasabihin ko sana, di Ateneo. Mapagalitan ako. And then, joke lang po yun. Ateneo din po tayo dyan sa tabi sa Rockwell. The Ateneo Manila University, a Juris Doctor, degree from the Ateneo de Manila School of Law, and certifications from the Universities of Cambridge, FinTech and Regulatory Innovation Program, the Toronto Center's Regional Leadership Program for Securities Regulators, and Nanyang. Parang nabitin yun, may naputol. Before entering government service, hindi lang po ito basta lawyer. Attorney Lee practiced law in Davao and Manila. He was also formerly an opinion and legal columnist of the Sunstar Davao newspaper. Ayan, hello sa mga taga Manila Times and Sunstar Davao. Please welcome, eto na, I am very honored to present to all our viewers, mga nanonood sa Facebook at sa YouTube channel natin, SEC Commissioner Attorney Kelvin Lee. Good afternoon, Commissioner.
Hi. Good afternoon, Mon. Good to see you this afternoon. Hi.
Good afternoon. Alam mo, very exciting to kasi wala naman sigurong hindi na-excite kapag good news. Lalo na kapag online na hindi mo na kailangan yun. Pero alam mo, actually, Commissioner, nakalimutan kong isama dun sa comment ko about dun sa It's Easy at SEC. Isang sa pinakamatutuwa sa ginawa ng SEC at sa ginagawa ng ating gobyerno ngayon, si Mother Earth. Diba? Kasi maraming papel ang matitipid, maraming puno ang may sasalba at mababawasan ng baha at sana naman mas talagang bumalik sa dati ang sigla ng ating environment. Kasi diba sabi nga sa climate change, kasalanan din daw natin kasi masyado na tayong industrialized, masyado na daw tayo negosyante lahat. But with the move of the government to make everything not just easy, but online, I think we are really answering the call of nature na hindi yung papunta sa CR kung hindi itong panawagan to really save our Mother Earth. Pero Commissioner, hindi naman kasi lahat ng nanonood sa atin nakapunta na sa SEC. Ano ba talaga ang SEC? At ano ba, ito ba ay nagtitinda ng mga investment securities? Ano po ba ang ginagawa ng SEC? Kasi diba, securities o baka insurance. Ano po ba ang SEC at ano po ang ginagawa ng SEC Commissioner Kelvin?
Sige, Mon, thank you for your introduction, a very kind introduction, and thank you also for explaining na, yun nga, this online initiative natin is very useful for the environment as well, no, among other things, sustainability measures nga po, no. On the point on what the SEC does, no, we do not sell securities. Bawal po sa amin on our end. Kami po yung regulator ng mga securities, yung mga sa mga investment. So we are the regulator, tama. So we are unique, no? The SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission, is unique. We're the national government regulatory agency kasi that's in charge of business registration. We also oversee yung corporate sector, the capital market, things like that. So siguro to shortcut it lang, Mon, no? Essentially, if you want to register a corporation, you want to start a business, you come to us, no? Businesses and partnerships, no, in particular. You come and incorporate at the SEC. That's our first function that I think most people know us for. Our second primary function is as a securities regulator, capital market. So if you, to simplify it again, if you want to come up with an IPO, yung initial public offering, you want to issue a bond, you apply with the SEC for permission to do so. So that's the portion of security. And that's what makes us unique then among the world, by the way, no? Because there are very few SECs or securities regulators like us that have those two functions. I think the US SEC nga, it doesn't do corporate registrations eh.
Yeah.
So medyo doble yung duty natin, no? Medyo mahirap nga, to be very honest.
In short, Commissioner, mas maraming public service sa SEC dahil hindi nyo lang sinisigurado na nare-rehistro, pero nare-regulate natin. Alam mo, Commissioner, marami sa ating mga nanonood, a lot of our viewers right now, for sure, are OFWs who are being asked to invest here in the Philippines. Ang SEC ba ay isang basihan para masabi na rehistrado or legit ang investment? Kasi binanggit mo yung mga hindi kayo nagtitinda ng securities pero kayo ang nagre-regulate. So if I am an OFW, may nag-PM sa akin, mag-invest daw sa ganito. Can I check it with SEC or do you publish kung sino lang ang mga legit na pwedeng tumanggap ng mga investments? Kasi yun pala ang isa sa pwedeng itulong ng SEC, no? For sure, marami sa ating mga viewers na surprised na, uy, SEC pala can help us to check out kung legit siya. So okay lang yun, Commissioner. We can check sa SEC or you publish ba?
You can do both. We do both actually, no, Sir Mon. We have the sa website natin, www.sec.gov.ph, we have a list yung mga na-authorized na approved na registration, no, the registration statements for securities. We also have siguro mas useful ito. We also have how should we say, parang a watch list, an advisories list, no, and a list of yung mga na cease and desist orders issued by the NBank saying this is a investment scam, this
walang mga scammer.
So marami kaming mga ganon. So I recommend nga that you come to the SEC to check, no, to our website, no, www.sec.gov.ph. Last year's campaign nga, we had an info campaign last year. Yun naman yung motto namin, as mandated by the chair, no. Check with SEC. Kung may mga issues, you check with
SEC. Mahilig kayo sa rhyme, ha? Check with SEC. It's easy at SEC. Pero thank you very much for that, Commissioner. And I honestly think our good friend, ANC On The Money host, Salve Duplito, would love that kasi si Salve is a financial literacy advocate at madalas na na-encounter nila yung mga scam. Kasi nga sa Facebook, di ba, yung mga nagpo-post ng mga picture, bagong bahay, malaking asyenda, naku naman. So anyway, thank you for sharing with us yung for objective nature ng SEC. Commissioner, ang tanong ko, if I want to register with SEC, meron din bang online? Kaya din ba?
Yes, currently, Sir Mon, we have the company registration system, which is what we use currently within the SEC website. You can come, through online and you can register. But siguro we also, just as a heads up, we are planning to replace that na rin with something called the e-Spark, no, later this year. Hopefully, nga, we plan to issue that sana within next week or the week after, mga April. No, the e-Spark is the electronic simplified processing of application registration of company. Mahilig kami sa mga acronyms, no, e-Spark. But
dapat talaga may acronym kasi mahaba, attorney, Commissioner. Pero upgrade siya. Upgrade siya.
Easier kasi we've had some issues with the current CRS kasi the current company registration system is based on the old corporation code. So yung luma, lumabas kasi in 2019 yung revised corporation code, which we are mandated to follow. So we were and there were new changes nga, yung mga OPC, yung one-person corporation, yung mga ganun. So we had to make a new one. And ito yun, lalabas na this year.
Commissioner,
singit ko lang din. We also have, in partnership with ARTA, no, and with the DICT, we also have the Central Business Portal. So you can also go online there. You can also register through that portal, no, which will redirect you to one of our websites din naman. And yung focus natin with the Central Business Portal, which is a pet project talaga ni DG Belica, galing ng mama. No, he made that happen talaga. Is the focus tayo one-person corporation and yung four incorporators or less. So the more simple corporations, doon po tayo papasok. But later this year, we will expand that. All kinds of corporations, in theory, pwede na rin sa Central Business Portal. Marami tayong improvements that we're aiming to go for this year.
Commissioner, question. Yung bang Central Business Portal, is this related dun sa NBOSS or One Stop Shop?
To clarify that pala, no, Sir Mon, they do the same thing, meaning yung functions nila are the same, na parang one-stop shop, or one place to go to if you want to incorporate. But the difference is that yung NBOSS kasi was a one-stop shop na physical doon sa PICC, sa which we house at the SEC. But ever since nga COVID, medyo we couldn't really let people in na masyado. So you're better off with Central Business Portal. Central Business Portal still runs, no? Or if you have difficulty nga getting to Central Business Portal, I think okay naman yan. You can come to our website. No? We have that din naman. Yung currently running na CRS, pwede din naman. And also our currently running interim registration system. Kumbaga, in theory, kung mag-incorporate ka, kaya na yan online lahat. We just have some improvements coming up.
Amazing. Talagang ang ating boss, Mike Belhica, sinigurado na actually, no, bago pa ang COVID, we're working on this. Remember, sa mga meetings at sa mga launches, nagkikita din tayo, Commissioner, because of the ease of doing business. And I am very grateful to be part of that amazing group na talagang task force na wala talagang ginawa kung hindi padaliin, pabilisin at gawing online ang lahat. So, nabanggit mo, Commissioner, medyo bago natin pag-usapan yung reportorial requirements, marami po sa ating mga entrepreneurs, a lot of our entrepreneurs are curious dun sa sinabi mong one-person corporation. Pwede ba nilang, dahil ito'y batas na, can they incorporate already as themselves? Meaning, isang freelancer, isang YouTuber, isang online seller na medyo lumalaki na talaga yung kita can they do that?
Yeah. They can do it through Central Business Portal, or they can do it nga through our company registration system. We have one kasi designed to deal with the one-person corporation and more simplified corporations. Just go to our website nga, www.sec.gov.ph. You should be able to find the link to the OPC. And OPC kasi is, like I said, it's recent nga. So it just came kasi sa revised corporation code back in 2019. So we had to make changes talaga, no, to accommodate this. And I would recommend, no, if you get a chance, to try yung OPC, because as compared to something like the single proprietorship, yung advantage nga with the OPC is that you have the advantages of a single proprietorship, meaning one person lang, mabilis, no? And then you also have the perpetual existence now of a normal corporation, and of course the limited liability, which I think is important now for mga business.
You have both worlds.
Sure. So
you have both worlds. Actually, just to share with you, Commissioner, even during the lockdown, because of your online platforms, we were able to register the one-person corporation of Ms. Bea Binene, who was with us during the launch of NBOS, and Miss Nadine Lustre. So both of our celebrity ambassadors were able to register their one-person corporation through your online platform. Kaya to all our live viewers, this is not a joke. It's for real. Liputo budol. You can already have your one-person corporation and register it online. Ayan, at dahil dyan, let's go to this reportorial requirements, kasi sabi nga nila, even to be successful, there are responsibilities. So if we want to have a one-person corporation or the traditional corporation, which a lot of our viewers may be already contemplating about, dito na tumbukin na natin. Ano po ba itong mga reportorial requirements ng isang corporation? Hindi naman, not to scare them, but to really make them aware that if they have registered, whether OPC or the traditional corporation with SEC, they are required to submit something in this season na hindi lang po to tax season. We also have to comply with SEC requirements. Ano po ba to, Commissioner? Hindi naman po to aabot ng bukas ng umaga, no? Ay, lang po to.
We'll simplify it. Yung pinaka-important at this point, Sermon, is that there's something called the GIS, the General Information Sheet, which is required of all corporations, and the audited financial statements, no, AFS. So GIS and AFS. So we focus on marami pang iba, but generally those two ang importante na at this point. The General Information Sheet is a sheet that you submit to us, a form you submit to us every year sa SEC, informing us your shareholding, sino ang may shares nga within the company, and your current management. And that's for reportorial, for regulation purposes. So we know who's in charge, who still runs that corporation. And we also know kung nag-ooperate pa yung corporation. Because if you don't submit kasi, diba, we don't know if you're still viable, if you're still operating, and things like that. And then that comes now to our next one, yung audited financial statement or annual financial statement, which is required in every year. That is essentially yung kumbaga financial statement. No? It tells us whether the corporation is viable as well as a business or not. If it's making a profit, or if there are any changes yung mga finances niya. Both are important for the sake of transparency kasi nga we operate under a regulatory regime full transparency regulatory regime. Dapat available to the public yung mga info na yan so people will know kung pwede ba mag-invest. Is it good to invest there? Is it good to do business with that corporation? Does it exist? Legit ba yan? Para yun yung point natin to avoid nga yung mga scams, problems, things like that. So yun yung simple version.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Commissioner. So to all our viewers, at bare minimum, GIS, AFS. We have to remember that all corporations, regardless of size and ano tawag dito, kung gaano man kay katagal ng corporation, we are all required to submit general information sheet, which is an update about the investors, the shareholders, the directors, and AFS or audited financial statements. Actually, Commissioner, I think if there is also so much to be concerned about dito sa GIS kasi 'di ba maraming korporasyon na when they started iba-iba yung incorporators and directors, then 10 years after iba-iba na rin. And aminin na natin, Commissioner, marami sa mga nag-i-invest, they don't really care about these legal documents. And I have an experience, I won't name his name kasi he has a TV show na baka batukan ako. He invested in a company and Commissioner, wala siyang pakialam sa GIS. After 5 years, siya pa rin pala yung nakalagay na treasurer, but he divested already. But his name was kept in the GIS. Tapos nagkakaso. kami yung nasulatan. That's why I remembered it when you mentioned about yung transparency updates. So again, there is wisdom. There is a reason why we need this, why SEC needs to secure these documents. And ayun nga, truth be told, more than a piece of document, it's really a security as well for shareholders. Diba?
On that point pala, no, the sermon, I forgot to mention, kasi we were just talking about OPC pala. Take note that yung OPC kasi isa lang nga siya, diba? The whole point of an OPC, one person, hindi siya required to submit the GIS. Ibang form lang yan to inform us of sino yung na-submit niya. Sino na-vote niya as officers or corporate officers.
Yung mga inelect niya, yeah.
But yung AFS for an OPC, medyo required pa rin yun, ha? Yung annual or audited financial statements depending on the amount, no?
Okay, Commissioner, ang BIR, ina-allow na nila that the audited FS can be filed electronically. They have this EAFS through their website. Is SEC also allowing that? Paano po namin isasubmit? How do we submit GIS and AFS?
Yes, through our OST nga, yung topic natin today.
That's it. Okay.
Ito yun. This is why we need the OST precisely para all submissions na to the SEC moving forward can be made digitally and online to avoid people nga coming to the office na unnecessarily, to avoid din to allow din pala yung sustainability measures we talked about kanina. Diba, you saw in the video kanina, 6.8 million pages last year. You can imagine how big our warehouses have to be to take care of those. Mahirap. And then last year,
Commissioner, ilang puno yun? Nagalit ang DNR.
we actually checked that. It's mga 823 yata. One of our staff did a paper calculator. Meron calculator online by an online advocacy group for environment. Roughly 800 plus trees yun. So malaki talaga. So by reducing that requirement, by making it all digital na, we make a difference in the environment, definitely. And of course, the health considerations. Yes.
Yeah, because of the threat of COVID. Pero Commissioner, what really prompted or triggered SEC to, I don't think it's sudden kasi you're really doing the digitalization ever since, but to even consider this online submission, what prompted SEC to now allow everyone to just use OST?
Well, it's been in the pipeline kasi for a little while na. It's just that napilitan lang talaga tayo to fast track it even more because of COVID. But what prompted us really was to make things easier. No, kasi nga rather than physically filing, physically going to the office, to the SEC premises, now you just do it online. You just enroll, no? And then submit it nga as our statement is saying, you sign up, you e-file, and then you confirm. No? It is really much easier. Yun yung point talaga, to make it easier for everyone. So even before the COVID thing, even before we were actually already working on this. Buti na lang talaga that we were able to roll it out na.
Galing.
Challenges. Sorry.
But congratulations for that, Commissioner, and to the entire SEC team. Kasi if without this, I think mapupuno ang EDSA kasi dahil merong social distancing. So abot po ng Bulacan yung pila. But because of your online submission tool, lahat po kami naka-milk tea habang nag-online submission. Pero Commissioner, what else can be submitted or what are the reportorial requirements which OST can accommodate or which we can submit using OST? Nako, after nito, lahat kami tanda na namin yung OST.
medyo marami actually mo no that we allow no but the primary ones would be GIS, AFS nga. We also allow yung sworn statement for foundations, the general form for financial statements, special form for financial statements, affidavit of non-operation, yung ANO, affidavit of non-holding of annual stockholders meeting also. But yung primary talaga that we foresee is GIS, AFS. And moving forward, we intend to increase din. No? So hopefully all the other reports can be submitted online na rin. But we're starting out with the more simple reports muna. These ones, no? The GIS, AFS, and the others.
In short, pati pala ang mga non-profit, the foundations can use OST.
Yes, because take note that they're also corporates, no? They're also corporations. Yes. So they are also mandated by law to make the submissions to us. But singit ko lang, Sir Mon, no? This year, we're not mandating it for them pa, ha? Kasi this year, under Memorandum Circular 3 na in-issue namin, we're requiring on enrollment mandatorily for normal corporations, stock corporations. But non-stock, not yet. It's optional. If you want to do it as a non-stock, yung mga foundation, if you want to do it this year, go ahead. You can enroll. But you will not be mandatorily required until next year. Next year pa natin i-require for everyone. The main reason we were worried kasi nga non-stock, diba, they're smaller in general rule, less funds, less staff compared to a normal corporation. So we're thinking, sige, we'll give them a little more time na lang. Our chairman Aquino was the one who suggested na wag muna yung non-stock to give them more breathing room. And so that's how we implemented, which is good na rin. Kasi if you think about it, 800,000 plus yung mga corporate namin na constituents. Around 200,000 ang estimate namin na non-stock. So we removed mga 200,000 from those who will file this year. Next year na sila, if ever. Clarification,
Commissioner. Are you saying that this is mandatory for us, stock corporation, for profit? Yes. Mandatory siya?
Yes. Currently, under Memorandum Circular 3, we are making it mandatory. Yes.
So wala bang alternative or what if nag-down yung system? Of course, not that we're wishing. But are there alternatives or other options just in case?
Meron naman. If you are unable to enroll properly, meaning may mga issues, we will issue kasi and send you a notice online through your email address that you submitted to us, which will then authorize you to file physically pa rin in any of our offices. Pwede pa naman. And we will also honor kasi yung mga, we have an appointment system. No? So mga appointments that we made even before the rollout of the MC3 earlier this month, we will still allow and honor them. So pwede pa naman. Anyway, this is a transitionary phase din kasi naman, Sir Mon. We're trying to be as accommodating as we can nga about this. But as a general rule, I just want to emphasize that the advantages of the OST nga is not just for us, no, that making it easier. It's also for them. Less exposure to the public, no, less exposure than for them to go out and then be exposed to possible health issues. Easier than to submit kasi nga online na lang lahat. We're trying to accommodate as best as we can. Yes.
Commissioner, before we proceed dun sa enrollment process, I just have a question. Again, clear na sa amin that we will use OST, but can we do it now and until when can we submit? Is there a deadline? Kasi for taxes, alam naman natin, April 15, fact. Tapos, for SEC, can we do it now? Can we start filing now? And until when can we do the submission?
We rolled out kasi OST March 15, no? We started it earlier precisely because we wanted to give people time to enroll and get used to it. Kasi syempre with anything there's a learning curve. Yung mga deadlines naman sa AFS, I think our deadlines will be based on a numbers coding scheme, Sir Mon. So if your company registration number ends with a 1, then I think your deadline is June 1 to 30. If it's 2, July 1 to 31. So marami pa, there's a lot of time. So all this all the way until mga November, end of November this year would be the submission of audited financial statements. So marami pang time. We just rolled it out early to give everyone time to enroll properly and get used to the system. For the GIS naman kasi, you're supposed to file it 30 days after yung annual stockholders meeting mo. So that's around March, April, May din yata yung bulk of all these annual stockholders meetings. So we're looking forward. That's why we rolled it out nga din now to give people time to get used to it in the next few months. But we are considering, we're at a wait and see moment no right now. We're checking kung kumusta yung enrollment and everything. We are half considering pushing back yung requirements din for the submission of GIS. Tingnan lang muna natin. We just want to see how people are doing first. No?
So, clarification. So, therefore, Commissioner, you're saying hindi sabay ang pagpa-file. We don't need to file GIS and AFS together. GIS muna. GIS muna. Okay.
General rule, GIS muna yan malamang. Based on yung mga deadlines provided in your own bylaws, by the way. Ha? Kasi ang bylaws mo naman yan.
Kung kailan yung annual meeting. Pero you mentioned about the numerical listing or yung deadline depende doon sa last digit. Is that list available sa website, sa sec.gov.ph?
Yes. Look for a copy of Memorandum Circular number 3 lang, no, Sir Mon. It will list there. Number 3, series of 20. Ito nga, series of 2021. It lists there essentially June, July, August, September, October, November, yung number coding scheme. So you have all the way till November to file your audited financial statement, depending at the end of your yung number coding mo. Depending at the end.
Ayan sa lahat ng
file earlier pala, Sir Mon. Sorry, quick singit. If you want to file earlier, so you don't have to wait for your deadline. If you want to file earlier, kaya mo.
Although that's not very Filipino, but we are encouraging everyone. You can file already as early as now if everything is already available, but just make sure na you know your deadline. So, ang number coding po ay hindi lang pala sa kalsada, sa traffic, pati sa SEC deadline. We are using the number coding and it's available sa kanilang website, www.sec.gov.ph, or I guess even sa inyong Facebook, where we are live right now, Securities and Exchange Commission Philippines.
Yes, I understand they have our communication staff put up mga notices naman, no, explaining all this. And we will have different webinars to explain this later on. We will have different mga videos to explain all this. So we're trying to roll it out to make it as easy as possible for everyone to understand.
Don't worry, Commissioner. We'll ask all our advocacy partners and celebrity ambassadors to share all these infographics and link because it will really help. Alam mo, Commissioner, marami tayong mga first-time filers. Yung mga inabutan ng lockdown pero they were able to register a corporation or na-excite when the OPC was approved. So, but all of a sudden, either hindi nakapag-operate or nakapag-operate pero it's not the usual na nagkaroon ng training, ng meeting. So, baka yung iba until now na-shock pa rin that even if they did not make lots of money last year, they still have to comply and file the GIS and AFS. So regardless, no, Commissioner, regardless of the financial position of the company or whether you make money or not, we need to update our GIS and to file our AFS also for our sake, our transparency and our stakeholders. Ngayon, dahil kumbinsido na po lahat ng ating mga stakeholders that OSD is the way to go because it's not just safe and easy at SEC, but it will really allow us to do our duty without hassle. Paano po mag-enroll? How do they now enroll? Nakumbinsi na natin sila, Commissioner. Ano pong next? Ano pong gagawin ngayon?
Okay, so it's fairly simple. You go to the website nga. I think if it's flashing on screen now, no? So you go to cifss-ost.sec.gov.ph. And when you get there, you enroll, you click on enroll as a company, and there's an online application form, and you submit the required documents. What are those requirements? No, ito yung usual question that we get a lot. No, there are essentially two requirements. One is the board resolution authorizing the authorized filer nga that will act on behalf of the corporation to do the filings. No, it's usually through a board resolution that will be notarized by way of a director certificate. But take note, it's board resolution or a secretary certificate signifying that. So hindi siya both. Parang I've got I've got a lot of people asking, what about they can submit the SEC cert but they can't daw submit the board resolution kasi hindi daw mahabol magpasign ng all the directors. It's either or. So be clear. Let's be clear on that. Tapos notarize po natin. And then the second submission will be yung submission of a copy of yung what do you call this, of your submission in relation to MC28. That's the one requiring
the email addresses and mobile number.
Correct. So you have to submit to us yung compliance and then you upload then both, no? And then once you upload both, it should be okay. That's the enrollment portion. And it's open nga to, well, almost everyone, no, that are doing this. And then you will get an email informing you na whether okay na yung application mo, yung enrollment mo, or kung may issue yung mga documents that you submitted. And then after that, once you're done, you can once there's a confirmation, you can then proceed to e-file. No, so that's the e portion of the the sign up, the enrollment, e-file, and then finally my compliance na, no, to confirm. That's the latter half na, to make sure that everything is aligned na. Yes.
Wow, it's
So
really easy, ha? Grabe, it's really easy. And thank you for that, Commissioner. Kaya lang, are firms also allowed to use OST?
Sorry. Our accounting. Yes.
Yeah, consultancy firms, can they also use OST?
Yes.
Okay, so it's really open to
Two options yan, Sir Mon. No? They can enroll in their own capacity kasi nga since they're a corporation as well. No, they have their own requirements din naman to submit, or they can be admitted as the authorized filer of a particular corporation, meaning sila ang pinili ng corporation to take care of all the filings of that particular corporation. Kasi nga we have two things: we have the corporation and we have the authorized filer. So it's on the website naman din yung mga videos explaining how to enroll them separately. But mas madali.
So they have to enroll. They have to enroll separately. They have to enroll
separately.
separately.
Enroll separately. Yes. Enroll separately. Para clear lang din tayo on that. But it's fairly simple. So far, we've had a pretty good compliance rate. We've had a pretty good success rate din naman. Also, admittedly, may issues din talaga tayo sometimes. Sometimes it's internet connection on their side. Sometimes it's overload lang din konti on our side. But usually, mabilis yung turnaround time naman, general.
Yeah, Commissioner, I'm just curious. Would you require ang tawag dito, actual signature, or you will allow actual?
Currently, actual signature kasi nga by law kasi the e-signatures are based on yung electronic evidence rules, things like that. So in my personal position on that is if you have to comply with those requirements as provided by the yung mga laws na yan, as well as those required by the DICT. So in which case medyo complicated pa rin yung requirements yung sa PKNPI na requirements yata on authentication of digital signatures. As a result of which, my suggestion personally is it might be easier you do a normal signature, wet signature muna, tapos ipa-notarize mo kasi we do need it to be notarized to ensure the authenticity nga of all these documents you're submitting to us.
Okay, at least we were able to clarify that because people sometimes assume, may COVID, GCQ, ganyan. So we to all our viewers, we need the actual signature, not the electronic signature, and it has to be notarized before we submit it. So yun ang aking actually next question. Yes, po, Commissioner.
Ramon, to clarify that point din, Sir Ramon, we do intend to look at possibly making it easier later on. But right now kasi medyo nako-constrain kami nga by the current law. Our general counsel, our lawyers have been telling me kasi na we have to adjust medyo to the current legal regime, no? So hindi din kami maka-mandate lang na normal e-signature kasi baka mamaya yung normal e-signature is yung Apple Pencil lang, ganun lang eh. No? And we however diba? So we still have to follow kasi yung mga requirements ng DICT as to digital signatures. But we are looking at that. We are coordinating with them to try and simplify this later on. We're just a little stuck by some of the requirements of law.
We understand. Yeah, we understand, Commissioner. Ako personally, I understand kasi there's also really a security issue there unless it's fully compliant or regulated na. But at least we are able to clarify it para hindi naman po magkamali yung mga kasi like dito sa office, most of the time I just allow them to use my e-signature, baka nakabili na ng mga properties to mga to. Sandali, check ko using electronic signature. But now, Commissioner, I think at this point, it's but everyone is expecting, but normal that we ask. So how do we submit using OST? We have already the GIS.
You upload it. You upload it lang, Sir Mon, no? When you're enrolled ka na, pasok ka na sa system, no? And then you upload them as PDFs. No? We require different kinds of PDFs, but they're fairly simple lang din naman, no? For the GIS, I understand we require two kinds of PDF. Yung one is yung simple na parang sa Word lang, you save as PDF, pwede na yon. And then the other is a high resolution scan. Now, why are we making such requirements? The part of the functions kasi nitong OST is to make these documents kasi later on available to the public, no? Which is part of
Okay.
our as a central database. Kasi kami din kasi ang central database for all these things eh. So to make it easier for everyone and to ensure more timely turnaround time sa mga ganito, we're mandating that it be in a particular format para readable na rin, no? Very fast siya ang pag-upload niya. A few days lang as compared to medyo matagal talaga before, eh, no? Aminin ko, nagka-problema kami before because it was all hard copies eh. So, you just upload it very quickly, no? Following the templates lang provided under MC3. Again, palagi kong ini-invoke kasi yun ang parang naging roadmap natin, eh, no? Yung
Memorandum Circular 3, MC3.
Yes.
Yeah. I think other than OST, natandaan na rin ng ating mga live viewers, MC3. Kasi kanina mo pa binabanggit, Memorandum Circular 3. Ayan. So, tandaan-tanda na rin. And sana makapag-comply lahat. To all our live viewers, you can just visit www.sec.gov.ph. Look for that MC3 if you want to know more about OST. Ngayon, Commissioner, kung yun na nga sinabi mo na yung PDF or yung sa scan copy for the meron bang prescribed format o yun na yun? Basta PDF, okay na yun?
PDF nga or a high resolution scan depending on the type of document. Depende kasi there's other documents din, ano, yung una mention ko, yung special statement for special form for special financial statements, things like that. Meron iba-ibang requirements, but general rule is just make it into PDF and then upload it nga, no, under our system. Fairly simple din yan eh. May mga drop-down menus pa rin yan na sermon, ano? I can't show you lang right now, but I'm sure it's all in all the videos no, that you're uploading.
We will be sharing that as well. Commissioner, meron akong question, medyo nakakatawa to. Baka naman ma-sin zone lang kami ng SEC. How do we know that you have received already what we have filed? Baka i-sin zone nyo kami, ha? Ano ba yan?
No, there will be an email. There will be an email acknowledging the report submitted na through the OST. Meron yan.
May email notification, ha? Promise yan, ha? So to all our viewers, ha? Walang sin zone, ha? Hindi kami isi-sin zone ng SEC.
Ito lang din. I just want to, how do we say, manage everyone's expectations. Kasi nga we're expecting volume talaga din, no? So if there is a bit of a delay sa submission ng return ng email, please be patient with us, no? Our people are trying naman din, no? We are doing this function without additional people. Take note, we were unable to hire kasi nga medyo nahirapan kami with the hiring process currently because of COVID. So we are doing it with the current manpower we have. So medyo challenge na rin yan, no? Very honestly. So we're trying our best. We'll do what we can, but definitely someone will see it and someone will do their best to email you back na nga as soon as possible, informing you na siya and everything.
Correct. But actually, Commissioner, the best way to go is really do it as early as you can. If we can already do it now, then by all means, let's already use online submission tool or OST para hindi na tayo sumabay dun sa traffic. Kasi nga, definitely there will be volume. Marami talagang magpa-file. Sabi nga ni Commissioner kanina, diba, 800,000 ang kanilang constituents, 200,000 plus lang po ang kanilang na accommodate hindi mandatory yung mga non-profit. Hindi mandatory, therefore yung 600, lahat po yan tayo po ay magkakasabay-sabay sa ating number coding ba doon sa deadline natin. Kaya the best option is to file as early as now using online submission tool. Ang tanong Commissioner, actually ito what if prior dun sa MC3 na binabanggit mo, do you still accept submissions of corporations with prior appointment? Yes. Yung bago yung MC3?
Yes, okay, we will honor those kung kung if you made the appointment before we issued MC3, then yes, we will still honor those appointments. You can still come in. In theory, you can still submit. Now, we're trying to be as accommodating as we can nga kasi in light of the circumstances, no? Kumbaga, mas tayo as much as possible. Sir Mon, can I just sing it lang quickly pala? Sure. After the email kasi, no, once we send out an email nga in confirming that we received na nga yung submission mo, it will still undergo a quick quality check kasi on the part of the SEC personnel. And then, but once it's confirmed na okay na, you will receive dapat a QR code. So medyo high-tech na rin tayo, no? You will receive a QR code. Ayun, indicating na may final acceptance na of the report. Then later on, it will be available nga in something we will call the online search portal. Ito yung parang making all these documents available not to the public. But that's a little later on pa kasi we're still finalizing the online search portal, yung magiging central database natin of all these documents. But you will
Pero
notice through
Commissioner,
na yan eh. Yes, go ahead.
but Commissioner, correct me if I'm wrong, yung kaya importante na yung quality ng isa-submit or i-upload using OST ay maayos or yung PDF kasi yun din yung ma-access kapag pwede nang i-download yung mga, kasi public document na siya once na pumasok sa inyo, di ba? It's the
Correct.
same document that will be accessed by the
Yes.
public when they request for it. Okay.
Correct.
So talaga importante, talaga maayos dapat yung copy.
Yes.
Okay, agree. Okay, eto, Commissioner, again, to all our live viewers who are sharing and who are watching us right now, I think it's not just easy at SEC, but MC3 will really make the life a lot easier using OST, diba? Alam na natin lahat ng MC3. And if you want to know more about MC3, which allows us to use the online submission tool, just visit www.sec.gov.ph. Pero Commissioner, hindi kita pwedeng pakawalan kung hindi natin pag-uusapan ng ease of doing business dahil for sure nanonood ang ating bossing, ang ating talagang ang tawag nga natin best friend ng bayan dahil he's really making sure that doing business in the Philippines will be a lot easier and hindi na talaga, kumbaga hassle-free na talaga. So, would you like to share, can you share with us, ano-ano naman yung mga initiatives ng inyong agency, ng Securities and Exchange Commission, pagdating sa ease of doing business? Of course, OST is definitely something that I will personally recommend and talagang sa malaking palakpakan dahil malaki po matutulong ito. But aside from OST, what are the other ease of doing business initiatives have you initiated or have you completed at SEC?
In particular, yung mga sa digital side, we also have the SEC online payment portal. No, it allows nga yung mga payments na mga fees ng SEC, yung mga transaction fees, all done online na. No, we're doing it through credit cards and Paymaya, our very valuable partner in there. We're also doing yung na-mention ko kanina sa'yo, yung eSpark. No, yung
eSpark, web-based.
Haba kasi talaga, electronic simplified processing of application for registration of company. Now, it's supposed to be our new company registration system na will take over everything na sana moving forward. So it's supposed to be end-to-end, yung mga systems niya, and then coupled nga with our digital online payment platform, you don't even, in theory, hopefully if everything goes right, you don't even have to go to the office na talaga. You can do it all online as much as possible. So that's definitely easy doing business, making things so much easier, not just but also for the public. I'm sure.
Yeah, I think ease of doing business is for all of us because it will allow our public servants, our people in the government to really do much service other than the clerical and the paperworks, diba? And at the same time, for our businessmen, for our stakeholders, corporations, investors, it will really save them a lot of money. Of course, yung mga papel na yan at kung ano-ano pa. Therefore, online is really the way to go. But do you have other plans or ano ba yung parang sa roadmap ng inyong ease of doing business? What else would you want SEC to accomplish for our stakeholders, for all your stakeholders?
Well, we're looking at allowing sana, yung kinakwento nga natin kanina, yung possibility of allowing e-signatures. We just have to work out how that will be later on. Early last year, we also allowed for some company registrations, no need for notarization, authentication na lang. We hope to apply that moving forward as well para ma-remove na entirely yung notarization requirement. Right now kasi we're just being careful because yung legalities talaga, medyo abogado din ako, medyo feel ko rin yung mga we have to be careful things. So, yung mga yun. And we also are planning sana once we are able to sort this out, we're also planning on another parang a completely digital platform for the SEC. Internal naman yun, internal na yun. Hindi ko na masyado makwento lahat, but in theory, internal yun, it's for our own systems inside. It'll make things much easier for us as well, in terms of work process. That's good. So, medyo marami-raming mga ganun. Can I mention din pala, Sir Mon, we're also creating, the chair in particular is spearheading our project called the Philly-FinTech, no? So it's an office, Philly-FinTech. It's a special office within the SEC that will focus on yung mga fintech initiatives. So ito na ang mag-check, mag-review, mag-process yung mga fintech applications, yung mga crowdfunding, things like that. it will also have a separate spin-off unit that will focus on cybercrime, cybersecurity, things like marami tayong balak. With just being careful about it kasi syempre limited din yung manpower natin. But there are a lot of digital initiatives in play na coming.
Isasama mo, Commissioner, isasama mo dyan yung mga yung mga bashers, yung mga trolls. Baka incorporated na rin sila. Ang dami nila eh.
Yeah, medyo I've had my fair share, no, Sir Mon, just so you know. I had my fair share. Kasi I help with the enforcement side of yung mga lending companies na abusive.
Oo, diba?
Meron na rin galit, marami na rin galit sa akin. So, you try to move forward.
Oo. Pag sinasabi ko na madali na sa BIR, biglang magpa-flat na budol daw ako. Parang naging budol. I mean, really, our task is not easy. As co-chair sa Ease of Doing Business Task Force on Paying Taxes, I now realize how difficult it is to really make things easy kasi more than the law. Diba? It requires fundings, it requires manpower. Tapos with our condition right now, that's why really congratulations talaga sa BIR, sa DTI, sa DICT, sa ARTA of course for really guiding us and making sure na ma-remind tayo every now and then. SEC of course led by your chairman, si Chair Aquino, and all the commissioners, and of course sa'yo, Attorney Kelvin. Maraming salamat because sometimes we forget to say thank you and to acknowledge, to recognize it. Kasi we feel we are entitled, that we expect you to serve us the best way you can. Nakakalimutan din siguro namin na i-express how we should be grateful and to really say thank you kasi mahirap yung trabaho nyo, mahirap magtrabaho sa gobyerno, lalo na maraming restrictions like what you were saying. Kung ikaw lang, pwede na yung e-signature. But it's not as simple as that. And as a lawyer yourself, you know there will be a lot more issues other than allowing it, diba? So, thank you, and also thank you for listening to us, for collaborating with us. Kasi, I think, sa digital economy, sa new economy, collaboration will be indispensable. If we do not communicate and collaborate, despite our differences and our other priorities, mahirap. We will not be able to conquer the world, the things that we want to accomplish, diba? And at the end of the day naman, it's for our people, for our country. So, maraming salamat. Anything else, any message, or sabihan mo na po, pag-filein mo na yung ating mga viewers and those who will be watching the replay. Any message, Commissioner Kelvin Lee?
A very quick lang. I am aware that there are some people who are having difficulties nga with the transition, no, na parang bakit may isa na namang requirement ng SEC. But I just like to emphasize that this is not for us, it is for you, it is for the public. No? And you have to think about this transition like digital banking. Ako, I was not into digital banking until COVID happened and I was stuck at home, no, limited yung movements ko. Then I had to learn digital banking. There was a bit of a learning curve, but once I figured out digital banking, yung mga mobile banking apps, I can't go back. I don't want to go na to mga bangko eh. Sanay na ako eh. I believe that will be the experience here. There will be a bit of a learning curve, but once you get used to it, once you enroll properly, madali na yan, you will not want to go back. You will not want to see us physically na sa SEC. So siguro, please support us, work with us with the OST, and have patience lang din with us. We're trying our best to be accommodating to the public as much as possible. With that, thank you, Mon.
And thank you very much, Commissioner. And siguro we can flash the social media where they can get all this information. Follow SEC online. So they are very much active and available sa Facebook at Philippines SEC or Securities and Exchange Commission Philippines. And they have their Twitter account. Good luck. Ako yung Twitter. Afraid ako sa Twitter. Sa Twitter po, you can tweet them at SEC_Philippines or visit their website, sec.gov.ph. Ayan. You know, Commissioner, just to share an anecdote. 10 years ago when we started our advocacy, it's practically just me and my mouth, meaning no one else beside me. It's just social media. So people think ang dami namin kasi everyday meron akong did you know or about taxes, etc. But it's just me. I just fully utilize Twitter and Facebook. But now I don't even open or access our social media. I got traumatized because of people being too entitled with their opinion, or sometimes they forget that we are also humans. Na na yes, we are advocates of all this reform. We are very straightforward. We're very courageous in giving our opinions. But at the end of the day, we are all human beings. We all feel hurt, feel sad, get frustrated. For sure, our president with all these issues, nalulungkot din yan, frustrate din yan. So sometimes people in social media can be very careless that they just keep giving their opinion. I know you are entitled to your opinion. We are all entitled to our opinion. But somebody asked me before, Commissioner, why am I not saying anything about the president? So no, I say a lot of things about the president because he took care of the comprehensive tax reform program. He made it his priority. And this ease of doing business, without him making sure that this will move with ARTA, diba? With Secretary Lopez leading the ease of doing business at the World Bank competitiveness ranking na ngayon na turnover sa ARTA, and me being appointed as private sector representative dun sa task force. I mean, we don't need to be on the same page, on the same side, or same opinion with the president or whoever in the government all the time. We are entitled to our opinion, but we should not forget, iisa lang po ang bayan natin. We have one country to serve. And with all these requirements, for sure, meron na naman kayong comment, but remember what Commissioner Kelvin Lee just mentioned. It's for us. Para po sa atin yan. And don't forget, kung naalala niyo yung kaibigan ko na napapanood niya sa TV, hindi ko na mapagkitin ko sino. Nagka-problem siya dyan just because he doesn't care about GIS. He entrusted his name being placed as a treasurer, and he was signing checks, but that was many years ago. Hindi in-update yung GIS. When that company had a problem, despite the fact that he was inactive or divested already many years ago na, Commissioner, but the GIS wasn't updated. So sa kaso, kasama siya. Kaya I mean, it's really our protection. At the end of the day, even with BIR, if we file our income tax returns, that is our proof of income. Sa akin nga, Commissioner, that is our proof of being mabuting mamamayan. That we are paying our dues. Diba? Sa akin, diba? Bago mo i-post yung mga, mga tarpaulins mo, or pakita mo yung ITR mo. I mean, just to show that we are sincere, that we love our country, and kung tayo po ay kumikita, may korporasyon, let's be compliant. Not just because we don't want SEC to write us a letter, but because we want to be responsible Filipinos. And ang bayan, ang Pilipinas, bubuti kung lahat tayo magpapakabuti. So with that, thank you very much, Commissioner Kelvin Lee. It was a very nice afternoon, a very insightful discussion. Ako mismo, yung mga tanong ko nasagot. Maraming salamat, and I hope all our live viewers who shared, who will keep watching, or who will watch the replay, will learn a lot about MC3 na available sa website, so that we can all avail online submission tool, because this is the way to go. You can already file right now if you want. Thank you very much again, Commissioner Kelvin Lee, for guesting and for answering all our questions. Ayan. So, this has been another special edition of #AssetTaxis Live 2.0 featuring SEC Online Reportorial Requirements. Ito talaga, ramdam na natin. Made easy. Diba? With online submission tool or OST. Sabi nga ni Chair Aquino, diba? It's easy at SEC. And with all the discussions and the questions natin na sinagot ni Commissioner Kelvin Lee, isa lang ang sigurado. All these digital platforms are important. But if you have leaders, public servants like Chair Aquino, Commissioner Kelvin, Commissioner JB, everyone in SEC, BIR, DTI, ARTA, and those who are working with us sa ease of doing business, everything is possible, guys. So let's all be patient, because we will all go through some adjustment, learning curve, sabi nga ni Commissioner Kelvin. But at the end of the day, para sa atin po to, so that it will be easier for us to do our civic duty, especially for corporations. You can file already your GIS immediately after your annual board meeting, which is in your bylaws. And for your AFS, syempre, di ba, file muna tayo sa BIR para kompleto na. Then, don't wait for your deadline. Kailan ang deadline nyo? Visit their website para dun sa number coding. Dahil hindi lang po sa traffic sa EDSA ang number coding. And don't forget to follow them. Follow SEC Online sa kanilang official Facebook page at Philippines SEC or Securities and Exchange Commission Philippines. Ang kanilang Twitter, amazing, may Twitter sila, at SEC_Philippines. Makapag-tweet nga mamaya dyan. Magte-thank you lang ako and congratulations sa SEC, especially kay Commissioner Kelvin Lee. And of course, visit their website to all our stakeholders, yung mga bagong corporations dyan, mga one-person corporation. Just visit their website, sec.gov.ph. O, diba? Naiwan yung dulo. And of course, if you want to be more compliant at mas responsible na taxpayers, join the Elite Taxpayers Circle. Ayan, syempre, when we launched it, we were with the BIR, Bureau of Internal Revenue, our advocacy partner. We just want to make you feel that if you are an honest, compliant taxpayer, you will have all these perks, free seminars, consultations, free access to all our programs. You don't need to pay anything for the seminars, consultations. Just, may QR code din kami. Just use the QR code to apply and be a member of Elite Taxpayer Circle. So congratulations to all the members, and of course, isa sa mga naging biyaya ng lockdown ang TaxWiz PH Digital Solutions. It has been incorporated already with SEC. Its incorporated name is My TaxWiz PH Digital Solutions, but this is our advocacy platform na digital version, di ba? We have our TaxWiz PH YouTube channel. Please subscribe, watch all our episodes to learn more, not just about taxes, but how to be a responsible, successful entrepreneurs, and all updates. Meron tayong mga episodes dyan. Kasama na rin ang Magandang Kabuhayan, hashtag Ask the Taxwiz, o BIR in Action. Kasama tong special episode na to, mapapanood nyo sa TaxWiz PH YouTube channel. And you can also attend our online courses for free sa TaxWiz PH Online Academy. Just follow, like our Facebook page, TaxWiz PH. And don't forget to download TaxWiz PH mobile app. Guys, libre na. Ito ang para sa bayan. We want to help at least 1 million Filipinos. Allow us to help you before April 15. Download TaxWiz PH mobile app for free. You can use the tax calculator, tax calendar, tax alert. Balik nyo ako dun sa slide. Importante yun. Only chat. Ask as many questions as you can, and we will reply every day. Ako po mismo, nagre-reply araw-araw. Bilang katibayan dyan, meron nagtanong kanina sa mobile app, tinatanong niya kung bago lang daw po siyang freelancer at nakatanggap siya ng 2307, ano daw ang gagawin niya. Kung nakikinig ka, Jerwin, re-replyan kita after this live, but you have to register first with BIR. Because your 2307 will not be useful, will be useless unless you file income tax return kasi creditable withholding ang 2307. Ayan, and download TaxWiz PH app and enjoy all the features for free. Ask the TaxWiz, Only Chat, tax calendar, tax calculator for all employees. You can check now kung tama yung kinakaltas na buwis sa inyo ng mga employers nyo, yung nakakaltas sa payslip nyo. Use the tax calculator for free. And of course, the tax calendar and tax alert kasi madalas nakakalimutan natin ang mga deadlines. Sabi nga ni Commissioner Kelvin kanina, ang deadlines daw based dun sa last digit o may number coding. So, imaginein mo kung may tax alert ka na, like the one available here sa TaxWiz PH mobile app, you will be reminded. And you can file and be a responsible taxpayer, good citizen, anytime, anywhere, using our TaxWiz PH mobile app. Ayan, ako talaga ito ang pangarap ko, magkaroon ng app na makakatulong sa mga Pilipino kasi takot din ako sa tax dati at marami din akong tanong, walang sumasagot. Diba yung feeling na nag-message ka, walang nagre-reply, seal zone, o sa TaxWiz PH, walang seal zone. Magre-reply kami araw-araw. And this has been hashtag Ask the Taxwiz Live 2.0 Special Edition featuring SEC Online Reportorial Requirements made easy with online submission tool, OST, basa-basa ng MC3 sa website ng SEC, www.sec.gov.ph. See you again next Monday para sa another episode ng BIR in Action Live. Mas marami tayong katakslungan, mga tax questions na sasagutin kasama ang ating BIR official, ang ating advocacy partner in making sure it will be easy and simple to do our tax compliance para lahat tayo makapagbayad ng buwis sa tamang oras dahil huwag niyong kakalimutan ang bawat piso na ambag ng bawat isa sa atin mahalaga para sa pag-unlad ng Pilipinas. Kaya maraming salamat po ulit at magkita ulit tayo sa Monday 3 p.m. BIR in Action Live. Bye-bye!
These days, everything can be done by phone. Ordering food, booking a hotel, buying gifts, getting a ride. It's all just a few taps away. But what if we could make taxes just as easy? The TaxWiz PH mobile app allows me to sit back and relax even if there's an upcoming deadline. Why? Well, because I've already did my taxes in advance, thanks to the tax calendar. And if I forget to check, the tax alert feature will notify me of upcoming deadlines, keeping me on track. With the app, you can also calculate how much you need to pay. That's one less thing to think about come tax season. But what if you don't know how to do your tax compliance, or you have any other questions? Well, you can just ask the TaxWiz. Mon himself will be available for consultation through the app. Make taxes easy with the TaxWiz PH mobile app.